Welcome to Industry Gossip. My name is Manish Kata, and with me I have Christopher Norton. You guys still amaze me out there because we are hitting all-time records with this gossip show. The Real Housewives of Potomac are back in the house. Christopher, what do you have for me?
All right, so the first one, Rithotlz has crossed a major milestone in $2 billion. Should anyone care? Is this underrated or overrated?
This is very underrated, and this should be a lesson for all advisors. Now look, Josh Brown kind of laid the path for advisors to feel comfortable talking about their business, themselves, their lives. Because before his blog, it was really looked down upon. And you know and I know from a content perspective how hard it is. They have done this with no M&A money, no outside money at all, no marketing really, and no PR. It's 100% content. And for those of us that make content, you know, to get to $2 billion just based on content is not only huge, but it's a lesson for every advisor out there. Either get on board with this content train or you will get smoked when it comes to raising assets, period.
All right, next one. Google is telling people it's time to come back to the office. Is that underrated or overrated? And how does that play out then for larger RIAs?
I mean, this is so overrated. It's like, why don't they just tell everyone to start reading hard copy books again or using the telephone book? Like, why is Google telling people to come back to work? I don't get it. Listen, the last couple job interviews we've had with folks, a lot of them are looking at us simply because their companies are making them go back to the office and they don't want to go. They want to work remotely. And I think this is huge for RIAs. Most RIAs probably will not call their companies, their employees back unless they have a long lease and frankly can't get out of it. But why? Why? I mean, you've successfully ran a remote business, most people have at least, for a year. Why would you want to go back? I just don't get it. You know, and we're obviously biased because we're remote and we're going to stay remote. I think this is stupid. I think you're going to lose your top staff if you don't have some sort of hybrid approach. Or all remote.
All right, we mentioned Vise in our first episode and their recent round of funding. Now their founder has been in RIA Intel saying that $800 million we were going to get to is actually $144. This company, overrated or underrated?
Listen, I hate to keep picking on the same company because I don't know them personally, but that's kind of the point of the show. Like, what the actual is going on? They raised $60 million in funding to then raise $144 million in assets, right? Almost double. That's like you and I spending $50,000 on marketing and, you know, getting $100,000 account. Right? Maybe someone on Twitter is going to check my math here, but what the hell is going on? I don't get it. And so, where does that $60 million go? Like, how can you not raise more than $140 million with $60 million in funding? I'm so baffled by this company that, I mean, I think it's the most overrated thing in financial services.
All right, last episode we talked about acquisitions, and this time Tiffin Group got out their checkbook and bought Totum Risk. Underrated or overrated?
Yeah, overrated. Listen, how many times are people going to try to fight Rithotlz on the risk scoring? Everyone has lost one by one. Not only that, because we are in the process of creating our own UI, it is very hard to take existing code and meld it into what you have. And so they have purchased a couple different technology firms. And I mean, the PR release stories that they're going to put all this code together into one UI that's so fantastic. Yeah, whatever. Like, we've been there, done that, right? I mean, you have to have a lot of people on staff and have a huge amount of developers to even remotely integrate all that code. I could be wrong. Maybe the code was made by the same overseas Indian company and it's all going to mesh well. But I'm guessing that this is going to be very hard. And the fact that it's a risk software, I mean, you know, Rithotlz has crushed everyone. And so good luck trying again.
All right, this next one is interesting. Morningstar will start ranking SMAs. Underrated or overrated?
Underrated. You know, as much grief as Morningstar gets for the star rating, it has its holes. I think this is huge because SMAs are a huge part of financial advisory practices, and the ability to have some sort of ranking Right now people may be using the risk scoring or other things, but having some sort of independent ranking, I think is going to bode well for financial advisors. You have to be careful of how they rank it and how they categorize things. But just like with anything, there's always going to be holes in the process. But it's definitely, I think, beneficial for financial advisors to have SMAs ranked. All right, Christopher, you ready? Foreside has launched a turnkey marketing service for RIAs called RevBuilder360. Overrated or underrated?
Extremely overrated. I don't know how many times we're going to see another company try and create a turnkey marketing platform for advisors and RIAs. Like, what? You can only give the same canned content to the same people so many times and have it be effective. I don't understand why people haven't learned this. I've been doing marketing in this industry for 12 years now, and I keep seeing these companies do these turnkey things they think are going to revolutionize marketing for RIAs, and it's all the same canned bullshit over and over and over again. This is like the 8th one I've seen. It's never going to work. I will add, however, that they have an excellent name if you're into monster trucks, because nothing can top, I want to get this right,
RevBuilder360.
I was DMing someone, and they quoted me. They said library of content in quotes, and we both just started laughing. I mean, you're literally going to give advisors a list of things that they can send out via email, via tweets. You're going to can tweets and whatever. I don't know. People need to stop doing this. But look, it's probably just a ploy to raise PE money and move on with everyone's life. So, good luck to them. But for the advisors we serve, stay away from it.
Agreed. That'll do it for this episode of Industry Gossip. We'll see you back in a few weeks.
Thank you.